When you can't be with him, be in his mind. Be a mind sticker with a shape he can't forget.
No seatbelts, vinyl seats hotter than the surface of the sun, and one sweating plastic cooler packed like it held the meaning of life. Let's talk about the foods that lived in there. Some delicious, some suspicious, all unforgettable. Number 1. Grape soda.
You've never really tasted grape soda before until you've tried Welch's.
Let's be honest, no one over 13 should drink this stuff. But in the 70s, grape soda was the moment. That bright purple hue practically glowed in the sun, like it was radioactive, and it stained everything it touched: lips, clothes, car seats, siblings. And yet it was refreshing. Nothing hit like a freezing cold grape soda straight out of the cooler, with beads of sweat rolling down the can. It was sweet, fizzy, and completely artificial, just the way we liked it. You didn't drink it for hydration, you drank it for street cred. Grape soda said, "I'm not afraid of cavities or weird dyes. I came to party." Number 2. Egg salad sandwiches, wrapped in foil.
They're as fresh as the breeze.
Eggs come to you fresh every day.
Serve them any way you please.
Eggs are natural and economical, so keep enough on hand.
Nature made them nice and neat.
High in protein and only 80 calories each.
Every cooler had a foil-wrapped mystery. You'd reach in and pray you pulled out ham, but more often than not, it was egg salad. Homemade, of course, with bits of onion and the occasional surprise pickle chunk. Here's the thing, no one worried about salmonella. We didn't have ice packs or FDA pamphlets. We had foil and faith. The sandwiches always smelled bold. They got a little warm. The bread got a little soggy. But somehow it still worked. Egg salad was the culinary daredevil of the cooler. A little risky, totally nostalgic, and absolutely unforgettable. Number 3. Tab.
When you can't be with him, be in his mind. Be a mind sticker with a shape he can't forget.
Before La Croix, before Diet Coke, there was Tab, the original diet soda that tasted like carbonated betrayal. Every mom had a pink can of Tab in her hand, wrapped in a paper towel so it didn't slip. It tasted like someone dared a soda to be bitter. And it worked, because it was the 70s and bitter was in. It said, "I wear halter tops and I don't have time for calories." Tab wasn't about flavor. It was about attitude. It lived in the cooler next to the orange slices and told them to toughen up. Number 4. Deviled eggs, because apparently we loved danger.
The family gathers, new babies here, and great-grandmother knows it's clear that it wouldn't be home without Helen.
At times like this, family traditions are important, like Hellman's real mayonnaise.
Who looked at a 90-degree dashboard and said, "You know what we need? Mayo-filled eggs." Deviled eggs showed up in Tupperware, always arranged with care, and usually missing at least 2 that someone ate before you even left the driveway. They were creamy, tangy, topped with paprika that somehow ended up everywhere. No one ever said, maybe these shouldn't sit in a hot car for 6 hours. They just popped another one in their mouth and kept playing I Spy. Deviled eggs were an act of confidence and maybe a little bit of chaos. Number 5. Bologna and American cheese sandwiches.
A sandwich can be fun, nutritious, and memorable. All you have to do is give a sandwich a chance.
This was the king of lunchbox sandwiches, and it ruled the cooler too. Bologna wasn't even pretending to be fancy. It was round, slightly sweaty, and sat proudly between 2 slices of Wonder Bread with a slice of American cheese so bright it could guide ships at sea. No mustard, no lettuce, just bologna, cheese, and the quiet understanding that you'd probably eat 3 of them before you even hit the highway. And if it sat in the cooler too long, the bread fused with the meat and became one glorious chewy entity. We didn't complain. We called it flavor. Hey, real quick before we dive back in, I just peeked at the numbers and it turns out most folks watching aren't subscribed. Now, if this is your first time here, no sweat. Enjoy the ride. But if you've watched a couple of these already and you're still not subscribed, come on now, help a guy out. Hit that button so I can keep bringing you more of this good old-fashioned nostalgia. Thanks. Number 6. Tupperware full of watermelon.
Tupperware really locks it in.
This Tupperware Wonderlear bowl locks in freshness with the famous Tupperware seal.
Every mom brought it, cubed, chunked, or scooped into balls with that melon baller every kitchen drawer had, and no one used for anything else. Watermelon was the cooler's reward system. After choking down a warm ham sandwich or surviving a tab, you got sweet, juicy watermelon that dripped down your chin and stained your tough skins. It always tasted like sunshine. And even when it picked up the faint scent of egg salad or grape soda, we ate it anyway. Because in the cooler caste system, watermelon was royalty. Number 7. Cans of High C or Hawaiian Punch.
Sometime, somewhere, someone had to make a great tasting soft drink with vitamin C.
We didn't have juice boxes. We had aluminum cans with pull tabs sharp enough to perform minor surgery. High C came in cartons too, but on road trips, the cans ruled the cooler. Orange flavor that had never met an orange. Or Hawaiian Punch, so red it looked like a crime scene. If it leaked, your cooler smelled like fruit punch and despair for the rest of the trip. And yet, these cans were gold. Packed next to the ice and slightly slushy on the edges, they were the perfect mid-trip sugar bomb. And for a lucky few, you got the last one and didn't have to share. Number 8. Cheese cubes and toothpicks.
Bang, bang, bang! Oh, howdy, partner. Time for timer. Do you ever get that hungry feeling after school? Boy, I do. I'm so hungry, I could eat a wagon wheel.
Was it a snack or a choking hazard? Depends on the potholes. Cheddar, Colby, maybe even a Rogue Swiss, cubed up and stored in a Ziploc bag or Tupperware container with a lid that never quite sealed shut. There was always a little pool of condensation in the bottom. The toothpicks were optional, but they made it feel fancy. For about 5 seconds. Until someone spilled the whole container trying to fish one out while the car turned a corner. Cheese cubes were sophisticated for kids and a desperate peace offering for cranky adults. Number 9. JellO in Dixie cups.
What a welcome to the neighborhood.
Wait till you taste my Margie's dessert.
Dessert? I didn't make dessert. Instead, I made some fun.
Watch it glimmer, see it shimmer.
Why was this a thing? No one knows. But every road trip had a stack of flimsy waxed paper cups filled with neon JellO that had survived the fridge, the transfer, the car ride, and somehow still jiggled like new. There was no spoon. You peeled the plastic wrap off the top and slurped it like a champ. Cherry, lime, maybe orange if your mom got creative. It was messy, sticky, and always half melted. But it was a treat. And in a car full of siblings, a cup of JellO was one of the few things you didn't have to share, because no one wanted to risk touching it. Number 10. Pickles in a jar that would spill every time.
Doctor, it's the stork.
I bet you could tell from my legs.
Say, I deliver the babies around here.
Not to worry, Doc. I deliver Vlasic pickles now.
Oh.
You see, the baby boom is bottomed out.
I know.
But Vlasic pickle sales are topping everything.
There was always a jar of pickles in the cooler. Why? That remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of the 1970s. Dill, bread and butter, even those weird bright green hamburger chips. No one actually ate them, but they came anyway. Like the aunt who shows up uninvited but somehow ends up in all the photos. Eventually someone would forget to close the lid, and the whole cooler would smell like vinegar and regret. But even then, pickles stayed, because a road trip without them? That just wouldn't be right. So there you have it, 10 things that lived in every 70s road trip cooler. The heroes, the hazards, and everything in between. We didn't have fancy coolers with temperature zones or reusable ice packs shaped like penguins. We had a big plastic box that squeaked when you opened it and smelled like 3 summers ago. And somehow, that was enough. Got a cooler memory we missed? Drop it in the comments. I know some of you snuck in pudding cups or an entire rotisserie chicken. Don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button before your JellO melts, and I'll see you next time for another trip down memory lane.